Welcome back, everybody. We are going to continue on learning Python so that way we can make games with Python Arcade. We're going to be able to speed it up a little bit now as we go through each of these primitives because I don't want to hold you guys too long because I know it's going to be like, man, come on, let's just get to the game stuff. I get it. Really going to be useful to know the fundamentals and foundations of Python. So let's go to floats. You can think of floats as just prices, price tags at a store, right? We can do prices equals $19.99. Sorry, $19.99. And when we print that, we can do print prices, and we can run that. Sorry, save, and then we can run that. There we go. Make sure you save. That's going to be the important thing. And we get $19.99. And just like before, if we wanted to, we can make it a formatted one and go, we'll say prices, make that a capital, come over here, end our quotes, and say curly brackets, prices, just like that. Now we can tell when it does, okay, prices is $19.99. If you wanted to add a $sign in front of it, you can do that. Just go $sign. And it'll print it out right in front, right? So we look at it and, okay, now we got prices is $19.99. So that's when we're working with floats, it is decimals. Something cool we can do is we're going to import our very first little library here. It's going to be random. It's tough for a computer to actually figure out real random. So luckily there are algorithms already in place that we don't even have to worry about, which is fantastic because that would be above my pay grade. So since we can use Pythons, we're just going to do that. Import random. That is perfectly solid random. So we can do, if we want to print and do random.uniform, let's say we wanted to uniform, and we wanted to go from 0.1 to 5.0. 5.0% chance, right? Let's just say these are percent chances. We're going to print this. Okay, we got a 2.2. Now we could think of this as like a loot drop, essentially, right? So we could say, all right, well, we're going to import that, and we got random. So we could say epic gear. This is epic helmet. Epic helmet. How about that? And that's going to equal, we'll make a random.uniform. And actually, we'll just copy this because that's just fine. Just take that right there. Take that with me, bring it down here, and paste it. Okay, now we are going to have the same thing we had here, so we can get rid of that. And it's going to pick a number between these two floats, these two decimal points, right? Either 0.1 to 5.0, and it could include those things. So we'll say, okay, great. We can be anywhere in between. So we will say, I don't know, yeah, we'll do a small if statement, not to confuse you guys, but you know, little something you'll be able to see later on. So if epic helmet is greater than, and we'll just say 2.5, then we will we'll print out you got the helmet. And if not, we'll just say else print you got trash. Because, you know, you didn't get a good enough roll. So let's save. That's going to be important. And then let's run this real quick. Okay, well, we got the helmet. Now let's run it again. Got the helmet. Got trash. So we are checking, essentially, whether or not, and actually what we'll go right here. We'll go print epic helmet. We are checking to see whether or not this random number was higher than 2.5. And we can use this type of logic using decimals to be like, oh, okay, well, was it a high enough percent for it to drop? Should we drop it? Should the player get that epic loot? Right? And that's something cool that we can do with floats. Okay, so we got 3.5, which was higher than 2.5. Now, obviously, we went from integers into floats into I just made you guys get your first control statement, which is if else. But it's not super complex once we break it down. So essentially all we are saying is this random number, which at this point on this last run was 3.5. 3.5 got saved into epic helmet. We printed out 3.5. That's how we saw it down here. And then we say, okay, well, if epic helmet is greater than, remember, because it's always munching towards the bigger one when it's greater than. So it's greater than, it's going to the mouth open to the left, right? It's munching to the left that way. If it's greater than 2.5, which it was 3.5, we got them here, then we say you got the helmet. Otherwise, if it was lower than 2.5, well, then you got trash. And that's a very small example of some of the cool stuff. We're going to use floats and decimals a lot, especially when we start getting into, okay, where's the player? and where is the enemy, and we're going to have to find the distance between them. We're going to have to use some different math and algorithm in order to figure out the distance between 2 points when they're moving around, and we can use things like floats to figure those out. That might sound like a lot all at once, but for now, just know that floats are decimals, just like prices. We saw right up here with prices. And we can do cool things like figuring out loot percent chance or percent drops using them. Just we're getting a random number between 2 decimal points. We could use integers, but I feel like the points make it a little more fun. For instance, if we wanted to be like, oh, well, just like a 2.7. If it's higher than a 2.7, now it's a little more rare. We can run it again, and we got trash because we got 0.61, right? So that's a cool way that we can use floats. It's good to know about floats. They are decimal points. We will go over how to format them and present them later on if we have too many points, how we can maybe make this be like, oh, you got like 0.61. These are things that we can cover as we go, but I don't want to hold you guys up too long as we go through the beginning because I want you to get to the good stuff because we all want to get to the good stuff. So we will see you guys in the next one.